Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to have you here today once again. I remain your humble boy, Michael Abai, and today we're looking at a very interesting topic. Today we are looking at your business is not growing. 5 things that you are doing wrong. Your business is not growing. 5 things you are doing wrong. Now, some business do not die in one day. They die slowly through repeated mistakes done on a daily basis. And today I'll be showing for joining us. Wherever you are joining us from, welcome on board. I remain your humble boy, Michael Abai, and this is True Lessons in Motion. Without wasting much time, let's get down to the business of today. Your business is not growing. What are the 5 things we are actually doing wrong? And let's get down to the business of today. Now, have you wondered why you put in so much energy, so much effort, but you realize that in spite of the energy and the effort you're putting in, things are not just adding up. And you begin to wonder what really is the problem. That's exactly what we're about to fix today. I'm excited already. All right, let me share my style with you quickly. You will get to see why. Now, one of the reasons why businesses don't grow is because you build what you like, not what sells. Passion is good, but demand pays. You build what you like, not what sells. Often at times, I've heard people say, look, I love this business. In fact, when I see people doing it and they are cashing out, I love that business. And when you ask them what they say, hey, it's my passion. But the reality sometimes is passion is good, as I always say. But most times, passion does not pay early. And that is a major challenge because people don't finance or don't pay for your passion. They pay for the solution you solve for them. We have established that since the inception of this series. They pay for the solution you prefer to them. You can see here, it says passion is good, but demand pays. Just before we started this live section, I have to go and cut my hair from a barbering salon. I went to about 2 places, but I was so much drawn to one particular one. Why? Because of the organization and because I can perceive solve my problem and give me a good haircut. That's why I'm looking good this evening. So passion is good, but demand pays. Now look at it. What happens? You build from passion because you love it, but there is no real demand. And as a result, your business struggle. Please, we need to understand these things. Business is not about sentiment. Business is about what you can offer the public, the solution you can give in exchange for money. Very, very important. Business is not about, nobody cares to know about your passion. Nobody. I learned this the hard way. Nobody is interested in your passion. Your passion is good for only you. What people are interested in is how does this, your business or your service, solve my problem? And the moment you are able to establish that through your product and service, you get what? Their money in exchange for what? For value through your service. So please, if you look at all the top businesses all around the world, just take a look at Dangote. Dangote is not in love with sugar. Dangote is not in love with diesel or fuel or gasoline. But Dangote understand that these are what people consume on a daily basis. We must fuel our cars. We must run our plants. So this man understands the essence of giving valuable service that we need on a daily basis to be able to what? Live our normal lives. So for you looking at me, I just give an instance. I have to go and cut my hair. This man was able to package his business in such a way that I was drawn to the service. So you don't need to be Dangote. Look at the business you are doing. How can I package this my business or this myself to be able to meet a solution that people will be willing to pay for, even premium? This thing is very, very important. So people are not interested in your passion. Passion does not pay bills. What people are interested in is how can your passion or your service or your business solve their problem. And I actually itemized this yesterday. I said people are naturally self-centered. People care about what is in it for you, for them. What is your business going to offer me? That's what people care about. Now look at this. He said the results of your passion that does not have a demand because you felt you love that business leads to low demand. And as a result, it actually attracts low growth and burnout. So most of the time people say, I'm stressed out, I'm burnout. The truth of the matter is when you notice there is no growth and there is no demand, you will be burnout. Because nobody is willing to pay for what is not going to solve their need or their problem. So we must understand, because this may just be the reason why you are finding it difficult to pivot, to grow. So the outcome is stagnation and business failure. A shocking statistic says over 80% of businesses started within the first 5 years failed. Why? Because of things like this. Because of things like this. So that is why it's important as a business person, you must ask yourself. Very, very important. You must ask yourself, what is the solution my business is offering? This thing is very, very important. So the moment you're able to get that, it helps you to be able to know how to what rebrand and package yourself to offer service and delivery that will attract what? Money or income. Because the truth of the matter is this, money is an exchange for value giving. Once you are able to give me value, in exchange, you get money. I just told you about my story. I just have to go and cut my hair before this life. I have to pay a price because he has to give me what? Value in return by cutting my hair. So if you're going to do business today, you need to sit down and ask yourself, look around the vicinity where you are. What are people going out there to get that is not within your circle of community? Anything you see people complaining about is an opportunity for you to be able to what? Cash out or draw value from it. Because if you have one person complaining about a particular thing, there are over 5 or 10 or even 100 people complaining about the same thing. All you need to do is to position your product and service in a way to be able to attract those kind of people. So this thing is very, very important. So we need to get this very straight. Now, number 2, my slide here says, you are making sales but losing cash. You know, one of the things that amazes me is this. People sometimes feel it's about sales and making sales. Sales is coming up. Here it says sales is vanity. Cash flow is survivor, but profit is king. Profit is what runs business. Profit is what determines if you remain in business or you're going to pack. So that is why you cannot be sentimental. And I've said this in our last series. Doing business, you need to check out the last series. That no customer should determine the level of profit you make as a business owner because you run your costs. So you must sit down to factor your costs. Sales is vanity. Cash flow is survivor. But profit, naim be baba, is king. So without profit, you are just busy doing nothing. Nobody's interested in your business. What you should be interested in as a business owner is how does this my effort, this my product, my being productive translate to profit? Because without profit, you can't actually grow. In fact, without profit, you can't stay in business. Now look at this. What happens? You make sales and feel business is moving. That's the bad thing about it. Sales are coming in, but sales does not equal profit. Now look at it. The problem here says money comes in but doesn't stay. Now the result is you struggle to pay bills, restock, or grow. Now, my audience, let me quickly ask you this question. I want this to be very interactive. Now, ask yourself. I have experienced this myself. Now, have you been through these things? You notice you are making sales. Sales are coming. In fact, to people out there, man, this man is cashing out. Very interesting. But the reality is this question. After all said and done, 30 days thereafter, you sit there and check your books. You discover that, and you ask yourself, where did all the money go? Because sales does not equal profitability. What can differentiate you is when you sit down and check all your overhead costs. Most of the challenge we have is that we price ourselves too cheap. Because what? We just feel that, we just want to retain the customer at all costs. And I've said this yesterday, everybody cannot be your customer. I learned this the hard way. That's our slogan in this, our podcast says, no one lives long enough to make all the mistakes. We learn from those ahead. You don't need to make the same mistake. Everyone cannot be your customer. Get that right. In fact, the moment you increase your price, some people will complain. It's natural. And tell you that, look, the price is too high. I can't afford it. Let's go. I've had that challenge myself. But one of the things I tell people is that, look, as long as you are able to sustain your quality and sustain your delivery and increase the speed of your delivery, in other words, timing, you don't need to worry about those that don't value your product and service, or they are not willing to pay. What concerns you is make sure that your value and your quality is sustained, then improve on your efficiency. Then you have the right to name your price because you run your costs. So this thing is very important. Let's quickly look at this. Yeah, it says profit is king. Look at the green book, the green icon there. It says profit is king. Profit gives you options and freedom. Just imagine you are doing business, you are busy all through the year, and at the end of the year, you make a sales or annual income of sales of 100 million. Okay, let's say, for example, 10 million. And at the end of the year, you cannot make a profit margin of at least 20% of that 10 million. How do you grow the business? How do you apply back the money into the business? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that there is a time for everything. Now, if you are in business for the first, my belief is this. You don't have to believe it, but that's what I've come to realize, and for research has proved that. Any business you start today, as long as you are looking at a long-term perspective, no matter the amount of money you invest, it will take you minimum 3-5 years, at least 5 years to be able to recoup your initial investment. That's the truth. So it will take at least minimum 5 years to recover your initial investment and possibility profit. So business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. No. If you are looking at the long-term view, you must understand that profit is king. As the profit begins to come in, you begin to roll it back into the business so that growth can become more and more visible and more productive. That's why you see that banks, after their end of the year report, they will do what they call the apply back. They will tell you retained earnings. So it is for any small business out there. So profit is king. Please, if there's anything you're going to get from this series today, is that you must understand that you are in business to make profit. And if the business is not profitable, at least for the first 3-5 years, then there's a need for you to sit down and check what is happening. Because sometimes we celebrate success too early. And that's the truth. The minimum from my own research and my own personal experience in life and in business over a decade, it takes minimum 5 years for you to be able to recover your initial investment in your business and possibility profit. So the moment you don't have that patience to grow the business, you don't have any business being in business. Because business is bigger than you. Please type in the comment section, my business is bigger than me. And that's the truth. So let's really go back to the slide there. It says, track your money daily. Know what comes in, what goes out, and what is left. Know what comes in and what goes out, and knows what is left. This thing is very important. I said it yesterday. You need to watch our video yesterday. Or we talk about why your business is losing money. You need to check out that video. Powerful section. Now you must understand that as a business owner, your primary objective is to track income, expenses, and what is left. Income, expenses, and what is left. Once your eyes are not in those figures, there's a problem. So look at it. It said, track your money daily. Note what comes in and what goes out and what is left. Reduce unnecessary credits. And one of the reasons why I love the oil and gas business, especially the filling station business, is because it's cash and carry. You don't owe them. No, you don't owe. You can't go to a filling station and tell them, quickly give me urgent 3K, I will come back and pay. No. You pay cash. It's a highly liquid business. Now, you must reduce unnecessary credit. One of the things I've come to discover that kill businesses, especially small business, is credit. Family and friends is a big client. If you are doing business, you must learn to put boundaries. Are we saying you will not give credit? Why not? In my business place, we do that also. We give credit, but there is a limit. Every week or possibly every month, you must track what is the money debtors are owing us. And you must have a benchmark. And once you have exceeded that benchmark, you put an hold. Because one of the things that kills small businesses is that they offer so much credit, and as a result, even their own capital, of which many a times they borrow this money from a bank with heavy interest of about 30, 35, 40%, and they are paying interest. But people are holding their money out there. The business will crash. So you must know your limit on credit. You don't give credit at your own detriment. No. And these are the things that have frustrated so many businesses out there. So this is very important. So cash today is better than promises tomorrow. I love this. Cash today is better than promises tomorrow. I just said that. That the reason why I love filling station business is that it is highly liquid. You pay cash. You don't go to a gas station and say, give me, I will come and pay later. No. You must pay. So you can also set up same system for your business. Now, there are some businesses, I understand very clearly, that you cannot actually insist on 100% cash and carry, but you must have a limit. Because one of the things that kill business, especially the small business, is this area of debt, credits. And there are some people that are very, very comfortable owing. In fact, most people, some are very, very comfortable owing. And they don't mind that your business is actually breathing to death. As far as they are concerned, is it this small how much you are drawing me? So you must watch your credit access to your customer. This is very important. Now look at it. Say, build a small reserve, but set aside a percentage for emergencies and opportunities. I love this. Build a small reserve. Now let me shock you. Recently, not too long, I think that should be early this year. No, late last year, sorry. I needed cash for something. And as a result, we need to get something urgently. That there's one particular equipment of ours that I've been lying fallow for close to a year. And I told one of my plant repair, I said, look, bring so and so cash, come and carry this thing. At a giveaway price. We are not using it. And before I knew what was happening, this man went to the POS and raise cash and come and pay and carry that equipment. Why? And I asked, how did he say, I have been saving? And you know the funniest thing, this man repairs diesel generator. He was able to raise cash instantly to come and carry that thing. So you must set aside cash reserves for emergency, because sometimes there are some challenges that will come that will take you unawares. And you begin to wonder, if you don't have reserve, how will you cope? And sometimes that can even kill the business. So that's why we said at the beginning of this session that sometimes small mistakes done on a daily basis are what kill businesses. But you take it as if they are small, but actually at the long run, they are actually killing the business. So you must have a reserve. As a business owner, reserve is non-negotiable. You must have a reserve. Very, very important. And look at it. He said the fix here is control your cash, protect your profits, grow your business. Control your cash, protect your profits, grow your business. Now, my wonderful audience today, I must say this to you. Please, if there's nothing you hear in this session, you must get this. If you are in business, you must set boundaries. What is the level I can go giving access of credit to my customers? Because the truth of the matter is this, that capital of yours, most of the time, they are loaned from banks or from family and friends or from investors, and you pay interest on it. And the reality is that most of the time, because you want to make sales, these customers of yours are tying down your money for months, even possibly years, but they're not paying interest. And at the end of the day, you get frustrated and you cannot meet up your loan as I went due. And these are the things that kill small businesses. Some of them are genuine, but innocently, genuinely, but there's nothing that you can do about it. So you must guide your profit, guide your reserve, have a limit to what access of credit can I give. This thing is very important. But why I'm sharing it, because even in my office, I learned this the hard way. It was last 2 years I put a benchmark. I said, look, this is the height we can go on credit. And in fact, I try to wrestle. Once we exceed that benchmark, I do my best to make, if I have to call the customer myself, I will call. Yes. Because it's going, the whole business, it depends and falls on you as the leader. As a leader, your eyes should be on the cash flow. So please, one of the things you must learn from this second slide here is watch your assets. I don't know what I'm talking to. I'm emphasizing this so much. Watch your assets of credit you give to your customer. These things have ruined a lot of business, even around us here. I have seen it happen. People owe and they did not pay, and as a result, the person cannot run the business and they shut down. And up till now, they are even still owing. They've not paid. A business have shut that they can't still pay. Up to now, the people owing are still living life well, but they've not still paid that debt. But the person that they are owing has already closed shop. He has closed his business. Just imagine the staff that has asked to go. So please, business is not sentiment. And one of the things I tell people, in fact, I tell people this, that if you are going to do business, one of the major people you should be very careful about, you may not like this, but that's the truth, is family and friends and close associates. You be very careful about them. Because those are the people that say, you don't know me. You don't know me. No. It has ruined a lot of businesses. And that's why, as they say, business do well when family and friends pay for service rent. And that's the truth. Very, very important. Very, very important. Now, let me share my third slide with you very quickly. Now, if you look at this slide there, it talks about you are pricing from fear. Now, let me quickly say this. Stop being the cheapest option. Now, in my place of business, as I said in our last series, doing business, you need to check out that series where I said we increase our sales, our products of our goods by over almost 40%. And sometimes people will come and say, look, your price is too high. There are people doing it everywhere, far cheaper than you. Now look, Please, my wonderful audience, get this and get this very clear. You are not called to serve everybody. No. You are not called to serve everybody. And that's the truth. You are not called to serve everybody. You are not El Shaddai. If not, you shall die. The people that can pay for your service, please take our time to satisfy them. No matter what you do, no matter how cheap your product is, or no matter how you perceive or they perceive it to be cheap, there will still be some people that cannot afford it. That's the truth. So don't kill yourself about it. You are not called to serve everybody. Just know who your market is. We've talked about that in our first day of this series. You need to check out that video. While your hard work is not making money, you need to check out the first video in this series, day one. You need to understand who your market is. Position yourself, package your product and service to be able to deliver to the maximum to them. Let them be satisfied. Forget about people that cannot afford you. It's not their fault. No matter how cheap a product is, there will still be some people that will still tell you it's too expensive. So don't break your head. I learned these things the hard way. So know who you are called to serve. And don't price from fear. There are some of you watching me now. Based on the inflation that is going on, you know that the price you are charging is not sustainable. But because of fear, you cannot afford to increase. Now, let me encourage you. As long as your value is sustained and you know that you have improved on your quality and your efficiency, please increase that product. The truth of the matter is the inflation has gone so high that if you are charging what you are charging 2 years ago now, you're already out of business. That's the truth. That's why we said at the beginning of this session that businesses die slowly through repeated mistakes. Unknowingly to you, you feel you are surviving, but you are dying. There is no business, there is no pride in being cheap. They have never given anybody an award. This is the cheapest product. No. In fact, when you are too cheap, there are some kind of people that will not come to buy from you. Because in their mind, they don't believe it's of value. So you must understand that stop being the cheapest option. Profit is king. You reduce price to attract customers and avoid competitions because you feel that you want to be able to retain all the customers. My brothers, my sister, the truth is this: you can't please everybody. You can't. You can't please everybody. So this is very, very important. Now, low prices equals to low profit. You work more, but you keep struggling. Do you see the issue now? You will just discover that you are busy. In fact, I have to sit down and ask myself, all this busy, the activity, here and there. And I have to pay for a consulting session. Yes, even me, I'm a business consultant. I have to ask my senior, how are you people doing this thing? I pay. And after the consultation, I was able to quietly increase price. But before then, perception is key. I've said it before. We quickly have to begin to improve on our packaging to give it the perception that we want to now begin to portray. And we set a deadline. After almost about a month's notice, we increase the price. Because the truth of the matter is this: no matter how busy you are, profit is very, very important. Profit is very, very important. You can see, you work more, but you keep struggling because to you are busy, but your busyness is not translating to anything useful. That will not be your portion. Now look at it. He said, no growth, no expansion, and little or no profit at the end. Because if there is no growth, there is no expansion, and little or no profit at the end. Look at this. He said, price based on value Focus on the value you deliver, not what others are charging. I love this. Price based on the value you deliver. See, one of the things I tell people is, look, what's the difference between plantain chips and bakery? All is packaging. They are all raw products of plantain. Now, what's the difference between bend and seller? For those of our global audience, you are talking about a local shop where you buy second-hand or fairly used products or imported fairly used products. That's what we call Okerika or bend and select. With boutique where they sell new items. It's packaging. And those days when we were growing up, I used to have this belief. In fact, those days I used to tell people that, look, you know you're going to buy a new material, you're just wasting your money. This my shirt that I bought from Bend and Select, so this Okerika, so it's more stronger. It's not true. It's not true. But the truth of the matter is they are the same shirts, but there's a difference. But what I'm trying to let you know is that it's packaging, perception. Perception, very, very critical. You must have the right perception. So you must understand your business and know who you are called to serve. And don't price yourself too cheap. Focus on the value you deliver, not what others are charging. Look, all of us in business, we are not the same. I need to make this very clear to you. There are some people doing the same business with you that they have what they call sponsor. You don't have sponsor. So don't compare yourself with somebody that has sponsor. You are not the same. There are some people in business that they have backup. You don't have backup. So don't compare yourself with somebody that has backup. No, it's an error. I see this happening a lot in business, especially for small, medium businesses. You are just, this man is charging lower. If my own is too high, people will go, no. You don't know what is behind the scene. You don't know if he has a lifeline. You don't have lifeline, so focus on your business. Give value and sustain your price. Very, very critical. Now, quickly, let's look at it. It says, differentiate your offer. Improve quality service, speed, or experience. Improve quality service, speed, or experience. Maintain your quality. Increase on the efficiency in terms of speed. Because now, everybody wants it ASAP, as fast as possible. So once you are able to up that game and up those processes, please stay put on your pricing. But make sure you have value and your product or service is valuable that actually equate or what you are offering. Once within you are convinced that you have given your best and the quality is top-notch, then please name your price. Don't price from fear. No. I see people do this a lot. My neighbor is selling this, and you immediately drop your price because you want to compete with your neighbor. Meanwhile, your neighbor may have a lifeline. You don't have a lifeline. You don't have a husband or you don't have a wife that is giving you backup or there is a sponsor out there. No, you don't have. So business is not sentiment, please. We must get this very, very, very clear. Now look at it. It says, stop competing on price. Compete on value, quality, and results. Not where profit lives. That's where profit lives, I mean. So compete on what? Value, quality, and result. That's where your profit lives. Very, very important. Now it says price for value, not for approval. You don't need anybody's approval. Just maintain your own value that you are doing. Let's look at number 4 here very quick. Number 4 here looks at, it says, you don't have a trust problem. You have a system problem. People don't just buy what you sell. They buy why they trust you. Now, a typical example is this. There are some old people till today, especially those above 60, that are still very, very much comfortable with old generation bank. E.g., in case for our global audience, there's a bank called First Bank. That's one of the oldest banks in Nigeria, over 100 years. There's another bank called Union Bank. There's another bank called UBA, United Bank for Africa. No matter the sermon you preach, most of our elderly people, they are still comfortable with those banks. Why? because that is what they are used to growing up. So no matter what you say, you can't change them. In fact, it's a tradition to them. It's part of their culture and their system. And look, this is where we are comfortable. All the new generation, but we don't trust them. You don't blame them. Why? Because those people have been able to build trust over a long period of time. So people don't buy from you. They buy when they only trust you. Very, very important. People don't just buy what you sell, but buy what they trust you. Another, I say what happens is inconsistency, poor services, and broken promises create doubt. That is why I see some elderly people today still would choose all these old generation banks. And look, I said the problem here is no trust, no loyalty. No loyalty, no referrals. No referrals, no growth. Because the truth of the matter is, for you to grow in business, you need referrals. And one of the things I've come to realize in business, one of the cheapest forms of increasing your customer base is through referrals. In fact, that's one of the cheapest forms of marketing. It's called word of mouth marketing. Because you know why? The truth is this: if you are putting a product or service out there online, which is great, but the truth of the matter is you will sell easily when you can show evidence or you can show testimony of people that have tried your product and services and they confirm or give you a top rating that this thing is good. Just imagine if you have a friend that have tested out your product or services before, or someone's friend have tested that product or service, and they now have to refer that this service is good. I've tried and they are good. And you put up something online, which is very important. Don't get me wrong. Which one do you think will work better? Is that friend of his telling his friend that this product is good? Because people believe in what their friends say, or believe in what people say, or what they've heard people say about the product and services. So word of mouth marketing is one of the best forms of marketing. So you must make it a must for you to be able to what? Make sure that your customer trusts you, and trust does not come cheap. It comes as a result of continual consistency, improving quality, and improving your value consistently to your customers. Customers leave easily, choose competitors, and your business stays stuck. You see the problem now? So what happens when you don't have a trust system is that you want inconsistency, poor services, and broken promises create doubt. Now look at the problem. It says now, no trust, no loyalty, and when there's no loyalty, there's no referrals. How will the business grow? And when there are no referrals, there are no growth. And the result of that is customers leave easily, choose competitors, and leave your business stay stuck. Our business will not stay stuck. Type it in the comment section. Our business will not stay stuck. Now be consistent. Deliver quality. Wonderful. I love this. Deliver quality every time. Keep your promise. Keep your promise. And let me quickly say this. Now, there is no perfect business anywhere in the world. I must say this very clearly. There is no perfect business anywhere in the world. Now, let me quickly say this to help someone out there. Now, part of what we do is this. But sometimes there are some certain situations, especially in Africa. For those of you watching from a global perspective, from our global audience, in Africa, precisely here in Nigeria, where we have a lot of issues as a result of power or what have you. Now, when you notice that you couldn't meet up within the time frame promised to the customer, what you do? You quickly let your customer service people reach out to the customer. That is a very good strategy. We use this a lot in our organization. But it shouldn't be an habit, but whereby you are putting everything and it happens that you could not meet up. Part of what you need to do is to quickly reach out to the customer and reschedule. I tell my team members this: you don't let a customer come to our place of business and their product or their service is not ready, and you are telling them that no, it's an error. They get more furious, they get more angry. So before they come, please put a call through to them and reschedule. It's better. It's better. Because in Nigeria, the truth of the matter is this: we have our own local government. And that's the truth. That's why I tell people, if you can do business in Nigeria, you already have the character of succeeding anywhere with the right structure in place. Very, very important. Now, communicate and follow up. I've explained that. Keep your customer informed and check in after every sale. Now, in our organization, we have a different set of person. We call him our customer service that is answerable to only we, the management staff, that tells us, give us feedback on product or service that have been delivered to a customer. And his job or our job is primarily to ask, how did you see our service? Is there any complaint? Are there things you want us to improve on? That's our job. And one thing I've come to discuss is if you are using the same set of people that are attending to them on daily basis that they see, most of them will be shy to talk, they won't talk. But you need to use somebody completely different with a different SIM card, they will be more comfortable to talk. Very, very important. And this person doing that for is only answerable to with the management staff. Because that is where you get all these data. Very, very important. Now look at it. It says collect reviews and referral. Just what I've explained earlier. Let happy customers speak for you. Social proof builds unshakable trust. Wonderful. I've explained this before. Now, trust is not built in one day, but it can be destroyed in one mistake. Now, there's an adage that says it takes a lot of work to build. It takes a lot to build. But to destroy is very easy. Just one mistake is gone. That's why as a leader in any organization, whether you're a business or you're an entrepreneur or a dream chaser or an ambitious professional, these things are very, very important. You must make sure that your trust is sustained. Because it takes a lot to build, but very easy to destroy. Very, very important. Now let's go look at the fifth slide. I'm excited. I don't know if you're getting value from this. Please, if you are getting value in this session, please type in the comment section, I am getting value. I want to be sure you are following us. I am getting value. Type in the comment section, I am getting value. Yes, thank you. I can see you there. I am getting value. Thank you. Now, let's go to the fifth slide here. It says, and if you are getting value, please do us a favor. Here we talked about how to grow, start business, grow and scale your business and create wealth. So if this community looks like what you are interested in, please do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and join us in this community. I'm very sure that you won't regret this. Now let's look at the fifth slide here. It talks about you are thinking local. You are thinking local in a global world. Now the world is now very, very small. In other words, no matter where you are in the world, you can actually do business anywhere in the world. AI, phones, internet has made the world a global village. You just as I'm talking to you now, people are watching us live in US, watching us live in Canada, watching us live in what? In England, in UK. The world is now a global village. Just from speaking right here in my office, people are watching us live. So you must understand that you cannot afford to think local in a global world. No. Your market is bigger than your environment. Go global, earn more, and build a brand that lasts. That's the truth. The world is now a small marketplace due to the event of internet. It now make it a global market whereby you can reach out to people all over the world. So when you are doing business, you don't think, one of the things I've noticed is this, most businesses, just look at them. You will notice one trend and then that is very common. Most of the businesses that actually grow and scale, they don't think local, they think global. are actually building a brand in your industry or in your life, just go to Google. I'm giving you this assignment also. Say, go to Google and ask Google, who am I? Type your name, and Google will bring out who you are. I did that, and it was very, very funny. Who are you? You don't need to ask yourself. To know if you're actually building a brand and you're actually competing on a global scale, type your name on Google. Who is Michael Abai? It will tell you who you are. Who is, just put your name, it will tell you who you are. That's when you will actually know if you're actually building a brand or you are just living. So think global. The world is your market. Don't limit yourself to Nigeria. Now, thank God for technology. Our fashion brands are now exporting their products and services abroad. Now, if you get to London, you will definitely see a product of one Nigerian person or the other. We are doing big things. So you cannot afford to be local in a global world. No. Whether you are in Africa, in Ghana, in South Africa, in Morocco, in Egypt, watching this life now, whatever product and service you are doing, don't limit yourself. Don't say, who will buy? No. Think global. Very important. Because the world is waiting for you. I'm excited. If you are getting value from this session, please give us a thumbs up, like this video so we can reach out to more people. And in case you have not subscribed, this is a community for entrepreneurs. You want to build business, start business, grow business, and scale your business. This is the right place. Click the subscribe button and join us on our AMI platform. I believe you won't regret this. We share wonderful insights like this. Now let's look at the summary for today's teaching. 5 key mistakes that are killing your business growth. The summary, it says, you build what you like, not what sells. See now, you build what you like, not what sells. So when you are building a business or you're about to start a business, ask yourself, what solution is this my business or my product going to solve for my customers? And that's how you actually want grow. And those are the things that have actually killed a lot of business. That's how you are actually able to start growing in your business. Now, number 2 here says, you are making sales but losing profit. I am busy. It's not the same thing as making profit. You must get that very clear. Then number 3 here says, you are pricing from fear. If I increase my price, customer grow. Have you ever wondered, if I increase my price and I sustain my quality and improve on my quality and my efficiency, customers that value me will come. That's the food for thought. You need to think about that. You don't have a trust system. If people don't trust you, they won't buy. So you must build trust in order to be able to retain customers. You are thinking local in a global world. The world is now a global market. With the event of technology, you can take your world by storm. Type in the comment section, I will take my world by storm. I will play global and not local. I'm excited on this day 3rd of this our live episode, day 3. I'm so excited. So can you see the reason why many businesses are not growing? The wrong things they are doing that makes their business not to grow. These are the things. So you need to sit down if you're about to start a business and look at these 5 critical reasons why businesses are not growing. Very, very important. Now, if you are getting value, please type value in the comment section. Type value in the comment section. So I want to thank you very much once again for joining us in this day 3 of our live series. Please do us a favor. If you are not subscribed, this is a platform for entrepreneurs. If you want to build business, you want to start business, scale your business, and create income, this is the right place to be. Hit the subscribe button if you've not done that. And we'll share this so that more people can get to know about this. Never you forget, no one lives long enough to make all the mistakes. We learn from those ahead. I'm excited to have you here today. Thank you very much for joining us today on day 3 of why your business is not growing. 5 things that you are doing wrong. And we've been able to establish that. I expect that this will actually do us a lot of favor. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you tomorrow, day 4. Thank you, and God bless you. I remain your humble boy, Michael Abai. See you tomorrow, 6 p.m. West African time. Bye for now. Doind. They see me. I think it's Doind. Doind there? You sure? How many? How many minutes? Well, I cannot see where